A satiety hormone called GLP-1 is vital for your weight loss as well as various other health issues. GLP-1 stands for a long name, glucagon-like peptide 1. So in this video, we'll stick to GLP-1. I'll tell you the vital role GLP plays in your weight management. You will also learn about the factors that affect its levels. In the end, I'll tell you how to control it with our regular food items so that you can use it to your advantage for a healthy weight loss. Finally, as a bonus tip, I'll tell you some fascinating new findings about a key food ingredient that is known to help in weight loss, which is dietary fibers. So stay tuned. GLP-1 is a satiety hormone secreted by your intestines. It is primarily released when food actually reaches there after you take a meal. However, even the act of eating might trigger some release of it. That is, just the feeling that you are eating something leads to more release of it. It helps you feel full by slowing down emptying of your stomach and the intestines. GLP-1 also plays a very important role in stimulating insulin hormone release and lowering your blood sugars to keep them stable. GLP-1 levels are found to be lower than normal in 3 medical conditions: diabetes, fatty liver, or more technically, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease or NAFLD, and a condition that affects many young women called PCOS or polycystic ovarian syndrome. So it makes sense to try and increase your GLP levels not only for lowering weight but also to prevent diabetes, fatty liver, and PCOS. To increase GLP-1, do this. No, I didn't mean to tell you to eat a chewing gum. If you eat very fast without proper chewing, GLP levels somehow don't rise. So regular amount of chewing is essential. In a way, solid food is better than liquid ones for better GLP-1 response and hunger control. Amongst food items, the best increase in GLP-1 was found with the consumption of fats. The best amongst them were polyunsaturated fats such as omega-3 oils. You can take fish oil, chia seeds, and flax seeds. Saturated fats, which are the least healthy of the fats, were not so good. Consuming a lot of them led to lower GLP-1 levels, which means you won't get that much satiety by eating saturated fats. Carbohydrates also increase GLP-1 levels, but foods high in sugars actually did the opposite. They reduced GLP-1 secretion, which was bad. So if you have carbs, avoid sugary versions of them. Stick to carbs from vegetables, for example. Proteins were also helpful in increasing GLP-1 secretion, and the best amongst them were proteins from dairy products, possibly because of branched-chain amino acids or BCAA in them. Dietary fibers were also excellent for increasing GLP-1 levels, but only the water-soluble fibers were helpful. Insoluble fibers did not help much. Soluble fibers are found in oats, peas, dried beans, apples, citrus fruits, carrots, potatoes, and psyllium. There's another type of carbohydrate called resistant starch. It is not a dietary fiber but behaves almost like fibers in your weight loss efforts. Good sources of it are green bananas, white beans, lentils, and oats. Finally, probiotics such as yogurt, kombucha, buttermilk, and kimchi are also good at increasing GLP-1 levels. They help the healthy bacteria in your intestines, which in turn help in triggering GLP-1 release. Now here's the bonus tip that I promised. Not all fibers seem to be helpful in controlling hunger and hunger hormones. It is only water-soluble fibers that seem to help. Since insoluble fibers also bulk up your food, they should help in keeping you full longer, right? But that does not seem to be the case. So what is happening? Since soluble fibers are only fibers that are digested by helpful bacteria in your intestine, it seems that it is not the dietary fibers per se, but the gut bacteria that help you release intestinal satiety hormones. If that's true, whatever damages your intestinal bacterial mass is bound to make you hungry. Prime examples would be the use of antibiotics, PPIs or proton pump inhibitors for acidity or heartburn, painkillers and NSAIDs, stress, lack of sleep, inflammatory, sugary, and processed foods, vitamin D deficiency, B vitamins deficiencies such as B6 and B12, mineral deficiencies of zinc, magnesium, or calcium, gluten and food allergies, pesticides, BPA, and toxins through environmental pollution, artificial sweeteners, and not to forget alcohol. That's a long list. Now, if you have any of these, it is almost certain you will not be able to lower your hunger and thereby weight so easily. So instead of looking for external solutions for weight loss, look into your lifestyle and see if you're abusing any of these factors. Control them first before worrying about new things. I hope that information was useful. Besides GLP-1, there are many other hormones that play a role in your weight management. Here's a video playlist that explains the roles of these hormones and how you can control them. And here's another 40-minute long video that talks about 39 other weight loss concepts besides controlling the hunger hormones. Give a like to this video and subscribe to this channel. Remember, ignorance is a bad idea when it comes to weight loss. Thank you.